Yeah, it's scary stuff to play against, and I mean, I don't know. Let's talk about last picks though, right? 10th pick, not the same kind of powerhouse it used to be. It will belong to Elements Pro Gaming, Gambit. What do these teams need to finish things up? And are Gambit going to be putting this Medusa safe lane or the Dragon Knight in the safe lane? I suppose it's Medusa safe, right?
Again, it doesn't really matter at the moment because it depends on like, the hero pick matchup. So I would personally like to see DK in the mid lane just because you want to have levels on the DK and let the Medusa take the safe lane just to try and get the items. Because that's like, and then that's the natural way to be doing it. But again, if the mid lane is like so hard countering DK, then you'd naturally put the Medusa there, move the DK into the off lane. Safe lane, sorry. Oh Christ. Oof. Not going that wild with the picks.
10 seconds remaining.
Keeping it on Earth. Meanwhile, the Phoenix gets banned out by Elements. I can see that being.
It's another early game pressuring a hero that, with enough like the amount of tanky heroes that you have and the control, so you've got obviously the Roar, the Avalanche, the Dragon Tail. You probably won't be able to actually hit the egg because you've got currently 3 melee heroes and a Wyvern. A Wyvern's not going to be able to solo kill an egg at maybe at the very end of the game, right? He could do it, but so yeah, it's a very strong ban.
Yep, they got their thinking hats on, that's for sure.
I think
this is like offlane Sven, right? No, wait, Darkseid's offlane. It's Force.
My only thought here is for Elements is picking up maybe like a Timbersaw or something, like some form of big mid laner that can just kind of control the tempo and force back Gambit from just having their free pushes. And obviously if you have a Timber that has like complete free lane against the DK, for example, then Gambit can't just simply just run down lanes. But then obviously you can just put the Medusa against the Timber, so then again it might not be that good. But
yeah,
we need to see a big early game winning hero in the mid lane, I think.
Yeah, right. Like Elements, they have very little damage right now. It's like the bottom.
Yeah,
line
Haskell, for example. Yeah, Haskell would have been a great one as well.
So, Gambit, final pick for them. What's it going to be to lead them into this best of 1, the first game in their tournament life? First game as a new team as well, other than Scrims. First official game on the roster. They want to start it off strong, and what is it going to be?
It could also be the Beast 5, by the way. Beast 5, Tiny 4, and then now they can either pick. Yeah, there's a lot of flexibility in their draft.
I don't understand Dota anymore, to be honest. They're going to pick up a 3.
That, yeah. Okay. Ooh, nice.
This seems like a really good Timber, though, right? Like, you're against 4 melee heroes, 2 of which is strength. 3 of which is strength, actually.
Like, I want... Again, I know I just suggested it, but now I'm thinking about it. It's like, you pick the Timber, you then have issues killing the Medusa later on, because you need the Anti-Mage to then have, like, the Abyssal to lock her down and stuff like that. So if you pick the Timber, you're forcing yourself to win the early game, allow Anti-Mage to get out of control to split push, and then win the game through this kind of split push non-team fight style. So I don't know if it's actually that good for them. We'll see.
Yeah, we shall. They definitely need to find some damage somewhere. What about Alina or something? I can kind of see that working well with the Darkseid Vacuum. Some cute combos coming in there to maybe make themselves some space while the Anti-Mage is away. Of course, still have that kind of... she's pretty good against Medusa though, right, Alina?
Yeah, it could work. Again, it's... You need... The window that Elements is trying to play for, you've got this super aggressive lane, which is Sven Darkseid. So are they trying to play with that and take the game?
The Pugner.
Yeah, cool. Yes, nice. That is the hero that I wasn't thinking of at all, but now it's picked, I think it's great, and I fully agree with it.
Okay. That's that then. All right, next game.
If you keep yourself really vague, right, you don't put any allegiances to any heroes, and then it appears, you're like, yeah, I was thinking that, I'm sure. Even though I admit I didn't. But yeah, the Pugner allows for decent trade in mid lane. You can take the tower, you move to the Sven Darkseid lane, take a tower, and at like 15 minutes, you should have these 3 towers taken, like a tier 1, tier 2, and mid lane as well. So yeah, I really like Elements draft. I think they have a good shot at just being able to just close out the game before this full Gambit death ball's there.
Yeah, and I think Anti-Mage, in terms of, people see Anti-Mage as kind of late game carry beast, but I don't feel that's as much the case, especially in this kind of game. You just want him to have a good lane. You want him to use that Battle Fury and to blink around from camp to camp, farming way quicker than Medusa can, and then come out quickly. And as you say, try and like find their tempo in this game. Maybe like a 30-minute finish or 25-minute finish or something would suit them really nicely. But it's a tough call, and the carry versus carry here. I think the anti-mage versus Medusa is usually anti-mage favored anyway because he's got that mana break, which works so well against the shield.
Yeah, again, it's fear. The fear for elements is simply if they take a couple bad fights, Gambit can just take their base. Medusa with early items, so I don't know, phase. You could, for example, go a drum or something like that. With the DK having his ult, level 1, level 2 ult, whatever. You get one fight where you lose 2-3 heroes on a 30-second death cooldown. You're going to be losing some key objectives. So I think if elements play like really really smart, where it's like, okay, we can take this pick off, we get back, we reset, we go, and keep doing this kind of small engagements. Then I can see them
quick announcement. We are not these guys. We're not Baffink and dudes. We are Nomad, and we are TeaGuvnor as we get into that game, and that's not us.
What happened?
Yeah, no, they cut some casters, and it definitely didn't look like us.
Oh
too
no,
much.
well maybe we are them. Are they more popular?
Much more attractive, miles more attractive. Yeah, more popular, more just about better in every way. But hey,
all right, let's be them. No, we are them now.
We are them. Yeah, I'm Baffik.
We are not Nomad. We are not TeaGuvnor. We are those two people that he just said.
Yep, taking on some magnificent English accents to, secret skills. Well. We have a bit of split screen here. So we are looking at both the top rune and the bottom rune as immersion, kind of looking on longingly. Meanwhile, Mitch and LeBron setting up something here. Lemons Pro Gaming running that. Darkseer Sven off lane. Very interesting to see. Meanwhile, Old will come in and just chase off the anti-mage here. And I think that's going to be 2 runes apiece, it looks like. And a quick pause out. Yep, 2 runes apiece. Quick pause out from the hack. So... we're gonna have. I mean, Sven and Darkseer offlane is not something we're used to seeing very often, but they're gonna just shove this Iron Shell onto LeBron here, and kind of. Wow, this is really aggressive from them actually. They trying to block. Are they gonna kill the creep wave like this?
Yeah, so you can kill the creep wave with the Iron Shell, and then obviously it means that the Dire Cow will have to play on the lane, so it's pretty smart.
Wow. I've never seen that before. That is, that's quite something. And even at the Stormhammer there, if they needed to keep the creeps alive for a little bit longer, and they're just going to go onto Afo right now. Stun is out. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, it's, oh, no, back up to top. Afo playing around the trees. They're just kind of brawling it up right now. The double Iron Shell doing a bit of work. So aggressive from Element, though. This is unexpected from me.
That's the issue when you pick the tree. The tree isn't the strongest laner. He's more like the mid-game vision and like kind of control hero. So the fact that you have a Sven Darkseer, you're not going to be able to challenge that as a melee hero, and especially when you have a DK as well. Like they're just going to do whatever they want. So I think it's crucial that Elements utilize the fact they have this complete free farm and turn this into some useful momentum, potentially even like ganking the mid lane. Like Sven doesn't need to be there the entire time. So whilst Dusa doesn't have any levels or much levels, sorry. They should be utilizing this, I think.
And we did see, actually, pretty even in the mid lane, just Bronia starting off with some early deniers, but I'm pretty sure that's going to change as he continues to pile on this pressure onto Dahak and this mid lane Medusa. So, meanwhile, down in the bottom lane, no, back to mid. So, what are we expecting from this mid lane? Obviously, it's Pugna versus Medusa. This feels like a heavy Pugna-favored lane. Well,
it'll be Medusa once she gets to higher levels, like 5, 6. She can. Oh, promo code by the way. Big.
Yep, promo code. Yep, type that in onto ESBet.
1B677. Get your 100 free coupons on whatever.
No, they're not coupons. It's betting insurance on ESBet. On all your bets on the WePlay winter madness matches. I do indeed. Yeah. I'm doing what we're being paid to do.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, forgive me.
You can find the link below the stream. Don't listen to TeaGuvnor. He's an idiot. Back to the game as Swift ending.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot there was an actual real. Sorry, my bad.
It's okay.
Right, anyway, yeah. I care about the Dota. Yeah, so Dusa can actually farm the jungle. So where Dusa will be leaving the lane to farm the jungle, come back, the Pugna will be only farm the lane.
Oh, First Blood goes down in the middle lane as Immersion drops it, as does Bronia as well. And that's going to be a very happy Medusa. Meanwhile, Mitch being chased down by FNG as well. Not sure this train is going to be able to connect, though. Staying close to the trees, but I don't think he's close enough for that to figure off. Meanwhile, bottom.
So I guess that is the that's the issue when if the Sven does leave too early, whether it's Darkseid isn't level 3, for example, the tree can then like.
Done out, they're turning it around, going on to the Beastmaster, but the Avalanche doing a good job at holding them still. In comes the Ice Blast, Swift ending. Can he finish this one off? He's chasing, but he doesn't want to go under tower for this kill. Quite sensibly as well with the Tiny chasing him down. So Elements, they will settle for sending him back to base. But they definitely wanted to find that kill there. Currently 1-1 still after that tussle in the mid lane.
Yeah, DK is actually a decent enough hero to sit up and obviously tank farm under the tower, so yeah, I don't know about the Sven leaving too early. Again, it's securing your anti-mage farm, so
yeah, that is kind of their win condition, I suppose, in this game. But
yeah,
Mitch actually going to get jumped on here by UFO and FNG, but they're not committing to anything. It's just a light bit of harass, you know, throwing out that root, throwing in the right clicks, and they don't want to hold down the you throw out the Dragon Tail or anything for it just yet. So
yeah, there's no real damage in that lane, so that's just going to be the trader farm. Like, you already know Darkseid cool, he's going to get his CS, DK is going to get his levels.
Swift ending just taking a little bit of damage there as they go for the pull. LeBron going to try and grab this Hawk as well. It's a tanky old Hawk these days. I actually give it to DNZ.
Yeah. Turning down my volume. Right.
So they're still kind of hanging out in this bottom lane, not putting the Sven back up to top. They obviously feel comfortable enough that the Darkseer is going to do a good enough job with these Iron Shells. It's not going to shut down anybody. Stun thrown out onto the Beastmaster here. Okay. LeBron just throwing out a lot of aggression here by himself, and a Gambit.
Yeah,
really...
I think that's what he needs to do, really. He just needs to kind of put this like imaginary wall up between the Dire off lane and where his anti-mage is farming. Because if the anti-mage is tanking this like damage, then he's not going to be farming, he's going to be doing trips back to base. So again, your support Sven, you don't need to have much. You just need to be able to throw out some stuns and be a massive like physical tank for your team. So.
Well, runes come out. It's going to be three going to Elements, one going to Sea Spirit, but Immersion could be in trouble here as they're running forward to use that wall cry to try and get onto Immersion. The Tiny being chased under the tower. A couple more right clicks. They try to go for the block. Doesn't happen though, and the Tiny will die. Elements find a kill in this bottom lane, trying to secure their anti-mage as best a start as they can. But looking at the course here, he is still pretty far behind. There's all this action going along, and both him and the Beastmaster seem to be losing out. And Dahak doing much better than I would have expected in this middle lane. Currently 23-9 compared to Bornea's 28-5 on the Pugner. So not really the kind of dominating performance we expect from this kind of hero.
No, yeah, so the tree is also moving down bottom as well. So I think if they don't kind of, you know, see this rotation happening, it could be some good kills. I don't know what I'm trying to say there, actually. Ignore me then. That is some really dirty stuff.
Okay.
Oh god, I'm so tired. Yeah, alright, cool. Tree making stacks. That's what you want to see. Do some farm in the jungle. That's what you want to see. There you go.
Alright, Bornea with the double damage as well. Seeing if you can do anything like that. But Pugner, not the best carrier of the double damage rune. Doesn't really have many ways to get his right clicks off. In fact, there's a spell which stops right clicks altogether as LeBron comes down, going for the top stun, only gets onto the Beastmaster, but this should be enough to get the kill. The Avalanche helps out a lot. He's going to try and juke it through the trees here on the Beastmaster, but a jump forwards from Swift ending. Can he get the right clicks in time? There's a courier arriving, but unfortunately it doesn't have anything which is going to let him survive this. Tossed into the air, stunned up. Now they're looking towards Immersion as well. Tiny came in for the save, but he's actually getting blocked up by LeBron right now. Swift ending with the right clicks. The Living Armor going to do a bit to try and keep him alive, but it's not going to matter. Immersion goes down, and Elements get 2 kills here in the bottom lane.
Some nice blocks from LeBron.
Stuns and blocks. It's all you need to send for in your game. Just a big fat hero to get in people's way. And now looking through into the middle lane as well as the Hack trying to farm up here, but immediately spotting out that ward and will eat it up instantly as the snake comes out. And it's a big part of this lane as well. You know, Pugner, he needs his mana to do stuff. And Medusa, she's got that snake to play with.
He does counter that for sure, yeah. I think I'm a bit worried with the impact of the tree right now. He's made 1 stack and he's left top lane, so he's not pressuring really anyway. He's just kind of about the only thing I can see him doing maybe is leeching the mid XP whilst the Deuce is farming jungle, but you kind of want the Deuce to be farming both jungle and lane, so I'm worried that Team Spirit need to find a place for this tree soon.
Yeah, he's very much lost in the woods, which is it
God.
can be a good thing. Often is where you want your tree to be, but in this situation, yeah, he's struggling to find his place in the jigsaw of life.
Yeah,
Definitely relate.
You can't really go bottom because the anti-mage is already level 5.
Splinter Blast.
Oh, missed it, toss.
I'll take the ward. Yeah, that's it sends Gambit scurrying back to their side of the map. Oh, the hack picks up the illusion rune and gonna probably head to the jungle with that. Yep, no surprises there. Gonna alternate between the jungle and the lane to try and farm as quickly as she can. It is actually a Darkseer who's currently leading on the last hits. This 8-minute mark. No surprises there though. He can just pressure this DK as much as he likes. Obviously, the DK is basically just going to exist on this lane and pretty good at right-clicking under tower as well. So these guys basically just have a gentleman's agreement to farm away. And Mitch does actually pick up the Helm of the Dominator. Will now take care of a Satyr. Will do his lane skipping for him.
Yeah, so that's now going to be his imaginary Sven. So rather than having to keep a hero up,
they're going once again onto the Beastmaster here. Stun is out. Swift and ending on top of him, but the Avalanche going to hold them in their tracks. The block's coming out. Actually, Afo's come into this one. They're using the Mana Void, and they will be able to bring down the Beastmaster. Now Afo coming forwards here, wants to blow up LeBron, and he is ticking away slowly but surely to all of this damage. The ball in the front lines as well, trying to go for the slow, but LeBron will scoop it up. One more right click will be needed. LeBron actually turns around. He's going to die. Meanwhile, Immersion does fall in this bottom line, but at mid, it's actually Boromir who's in trouble. Gonna have to grab for himself, but doesn't matter. The Leech Seed will tick him out all the same as he fails to go aggressive onto the Medusa in the middle lane. A nice rotation in from the Treant Protector will end up in the Pugna going down. And now they're looking for DNC as well, just barely surviving from that fire breath. And will keep himself under tower on this Wyvern. But we'll probably need to go back to base pretty sharpish. Meanwhile, in the top lane, FNG run down by Mitch. He has to get the right click on the tower as well.
Nice.
DNC still hanging around as well. Swift ending, jumping forwards. They're looking for the Beastmaster again, and they shall find it. They sacrifice their Winter Wyvern, but they get DNC. The Beastmaster instead. Wow. What? This game just kicked into another gear right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of kills right there. I think it's just a DK wanted to come. Oh, the anti-mage blinking in as well.
Yeah.
On the tower now. Spooky.
Boromir will bottle up his AM. A lot of action going on down in this bottom lane, and usually when you're playing this anti-mage, I mean, you can see here, looking at his items, you know, he's not going to be anywhere near this kind of 14, 16-minute Battle Fury timing. It's going to be a long journey for him.
Yeah, it's the DK saw the opportunity to take a fight with his ult up, where if they win the fight, then they can take the tier 1. So you can see the kind of thought process in it, and also when you look at the mid kill as well, FNG help.
The hack going for the TP out, and they have used all their stuns, and he actually cancels it. That is such a in-your-face move, isn't it? That's like, yeah, I'm TPing back to base, like, oh, actually, I didn't mean to do that. Just the idea of me TPing has scared you off enough. Wow. That's a flex and a half. Boromir, though, with this Arcane Rune, getting a lot of work done onto this tower, and he's just gratifying himself to come forwards here and get these hits off. Afo charms forwards, though, popping that DK for him. He's going to get the stun out onto Boromir with the snake as well. It is going to bounce. Look at that damage chunking off the Pugna here, and actually decrepifying himself, turning around with the life drain, going to get himself a little bit of health. Now comes out the Winter's Curse, keeping to hack still. Doesn't look like there's anything they can do from the 9-level Splinter Blast there. There is not going to be any blood spilled on the Tiny Witch, I think, was in the bottom lane. Immersion going down there. And Mitch still being annoying as hell. Look at the Iron Shell just ticking away. Immersion with the wall coming out as well. Mitch playing around here, but Immersion is going to live, but the Catapult's still on top of him. Mitch goes for the TP out in front of the creep wave, just chunking them down, and they will not be able to find this Darkseer. And they're barely keeping that tower alive. The tier 2 falling very low. Meanwhile, Boromir, once again, they're trying their best. Look at the battle going on between the Treant Protector and the Pugna. The
Darkseer's doing a really good job at keeping heroes in the top lane, making sure that the anti-mage and Pugna can just kind of do whatever they want in the map.
Wow, that is...
and Tiny going down as well.
We missed the kill. Yeah, we missed the kill earlier.
Luckily, there's a replay.
There's a replay feature. How handy.
Whoa.
Wow. This is 2018, folks. Nearly 2019.
It's really important also to note, look at the vision from Radiant's side. They really care about seeing any hero entering their jungle, making sure that Anti-Mage can just freely farm up and have that, like, the larger side of his jungle free.
Yeah, and they need this anti-mage to get a lot of money, and a lot of money soon. Because as we talked about, the timer on this game is for Elements Pro Gaming. They're actually going to pop this ultimate. This tower is just not going down, and actually, it looks like Gambit are coming in to defend it once again. It's dropping so low, though. Boromir just got to go in. Come on, they can get it. The fight for the tower, but no, they're actually going to keep it alive. There comes out the Winter's Curse, FNG.
The toss.
They just run in. I don't know. DNZ getting chunked down, roared up, taken out on the front lines as LeBron scampers well on low HP, and Gambit still keeping this tower alive. I mean, is this tower this important, right?
Yeah, as soon as you take the mid-tier 1, it opens up both sides of the
with the life drain onto Dahag, but in comes Immersion from the side with the avalanche and the toss as well. Going to do extra damage, and a nice little fire breath comes in from Echo to hold it down. They do find
I just don't think that PuGGNor needs to be making these plays. You can see that the tree is really adamant on keeping this tower alive, which obviously you should be. So,
meanwhile, they lose their tier 2 at top, you know? Like, I don't know. Oh, the life drain...
it's good. Oh, it's hit down, though?
I think it is, yeah. They've eaten through the living armor, and Mitch will finish that one out. There is TPs coming in, but do what you must. I've already won, says the Darkseer here as they try and chase him down. Dragon Tail comes out. Immersion Affo probably getting this kill, although...
Big stick, big stick.
Yeah, we go.
So he's going to vacuum, he's going to surge, I
think you're a little bit behind me, by the way.
No, yeah.
Pat's stunned out under tower. God Strength used, but he's just going to go and TP out of this one, and they've used that stun and that life drain doing absolutely nothing with that mana shield up. Meanwhile, FNG comes in. This may well be the mid tower finally falling. They get it, Elements. It was a long, painful fight, but yeah, a sigh of relief comes out from their team as they finally take down that mid tower. But I mean, I don't know, did Gambit overcommit to keeping that tower alive? Because meanwhile, Swift Ending's just been playing catch-up down here in the bottom lane. Currently now 4th on net worth, but I don't know, still significantly behind that Medusa. But will have, looks like he's going for the Demon Edge first.
Yeah, both the offlaners from Gambit and Elements are kind of playing the same style, where they're just going to sit in that lane, really far up. They don't have any wards from their own team. And they don't really care. Like, if they do get ganked by 2-3 heroes, it doesn't bother them at all, because it means there are other cores of farming.
Stun comes out. This is a very dead Beastmaster. He actually throws down the Roar, believes he can survive this one. LeBron pushed to the side. Doesn't have another stun available, but they're going to try and chunk him down with the right clicks. The Arctic Burn goes to work. The Splinter Blast, it's not enough. Oh no, they backed out thinking they got the kill, and now a nice little juke through the trees from the Beastmaster. LeBron, though, he's wise to the antics, but does get avalanched up, and still Happy Feet coming out from that Beastmaster. Actually going to toss him towards him. LeBron, oh no, that's just bad mannered at this stage. Man, meanwhile, DNZ, hell's still on the trees. He's going to go down, and that is going to be 2 heroes down on the side of Elements. Yeah, Gambit, they're, I don't know, it's still gold advantage for Elements Pro Gaming, but they're feeling pretty good about things because they're the ones with the Medusa sitting happily on top of that.
The Vlad's Embracer now on the Beastmaster, you're just an absolute tank. Again, that's the benefit of having the tier 1 up at this time. You can just obviously rotate, like the offlaner doesn't really care too much, because as long as he's closer to his own tower, like you can just TP rotate and you're perfectly fine. So, another overcommittal, so it's pretty good. Pretty good for Gambit. But there is the window where Gambit is good between like the time in which Anti-Mage doesn't have Battle Fury and like 1-2 items. That's like Gambit's biggest strength. And then when it gets into like the later stage of the game, so probably like 35, 40
here. They're actually going to use the ultimate with the Hag with the Illusion Rune coming forward onto Swift Ending. Actually, no, that's a Manta style out from him. But Swift Ending will be able to get the blink away regardless. And that'll be him surviving for now, but still starting to feel the pressure. But that is his Battle Fury coming out. Well, I said it wasn't looking like a 16-minute Battle Fury, but I am a dirty, dirty liar. As he does manage to pull it off in 16 minutes and 15 seconds. And
yeah,
things are going to start to snowball now for Elements.
Grouping up now is the important thing. Trying to take some map control, allowing Anti-Mage to have even more space on the map is very key.
Gambit, though, they're actually going for the smoke here. They see LeBron here. They're going to throw out the stun. Well, they pop the Dragon Form and the stun. Immersion on top of him has the avalanche available with the toss as well. The triple damage, sorry, now on toss. Doing a lot, but LeBron is actually going to survive this one. Turns around, trying to get the stun off onto Immersion here, just holding him still, trying to chunk him away. Meanwhile, the Beastmaster drops very low as well. Mitch is hunting. Meanwhile, Boromir will pop up Immersion in the back line. LeBron going to go down to F1J. All the same. Meanwhile, Mitch doing his best to try and chase down the Beastmaster, but will not be successful as Affo jumps on top of him here. And it's just going to be 2 heroes dropping here in the bottom lane. But Gambit, I think they're going to be fairly happy with that one. I don't think they mind trading heroes right now. If it's a 1-for-1 trade, they're going to be fairly content. But then again, Swift Ending, he's still a threat.
Well, it's support for support, but also it's DK ult for no tower, and the fact that tier 1s are alive, and these fights are occurring in the bot lane, which is really good for Elements because it means that even if they were to lose the fight like harder, then DK can't move in to take any other objective. He can't TP to mid to take the mid tower, and nor is there a top tower to TP and take that other tower. So the Gambit needs to try and take these fights across the map to try and actually get more from what they're achieving.
Okay, well, I mean, they're trying with the smokes and such, but yeah, I mean, I said it was okay for Gambit, but I guess not actually when you commit a smoke and just get an even trade for it. That's not what you're after. As Boronia will pick up that regen rune. Afo, though, with the Shadow Blade, looking to try and hunt down the little green man. You know,
will they catch a little green man? Oh, no.
Oh. They're going to go on to the Winter Wyvern instead. Probably the easy kill. I don't think he has Winter's Curse. He does actually have Winter's Curse. Not going to be able to get it out, though. Goes down all the same. DNZ will be the kill. And now, well, they're going to throw down the ulti onto Boronia with the Dragon Tail as well. But this guy is super tanky on that Pugner. Well, not super tanky, but when you can't right-click him, it certainly feels that way. Running into the tree lines now, but he's so damn fast. And look at those feet. Boronia giving them a ride, but now they're just going to use the Roar. It feels bad to use a Roar on somebody who's on like 200 HP, but all the same.
Get him out of here.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know Pugner's lore?
I have no idea about any lore in this game, so please enlighten me, good
Well,
sir.
Pugner was actually a child who was basically a bunch of, I don't know it very well, but basically a bunch of wizards were like, we need a new wizard. And they went into a town and they found a bunch of kids and they were like, hey kids, come and be a wizard. And they were like, yeah, cool. And they killed all of them except, well, they all end up dying except Pugner, who is now like 300 years old or something. So that's why he's so fast and little. He's just like a hyperactive little kid running around the place who's also 300. Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thanks, Nomad.
Meanwhile, Beastmaster being chunked down a little bit here just by these damage ticks coming out. The earn even as well. And, well, actually, DNZ getting credited for that kill. As the poor old Beastmaster takes another fall. I feel like he's been dying an awful lot this game.
Yeah, again, it's just like the whole making space thing. Like, again, it's you think it sounds quite trivial. It's like, aha, look, Beast is feeding. Oh no, making space. No, it's like the Deucer is still top of net worth. Again, the anti-mage is equally there, but it's making sure that the pressure isn't like all in the face of the Deucer. Like, if right now the Beast wasn't dying there, then Elements would just be freely taking towers and then pushing up into the Deucer. The anti-mage would still be free farming, but it's just the fact that Deucer is now able to keep up with the anti-mage. I think that's like one of the small positives you can take from the Beast playing in this part of the map.
Meanwhile, they will trade towers. Tier 1 up top goes down, Tier 1 at bottom goes down as well. And now they'll move on to the Tier 2 tower as well. Really pushing in hard meanwhile. Stuns being thrown out across the deck. Afo jumps forwards, blink, stun onto Boronia here. Now nice root from FNG as well. Going to keep Mitch and Boronia still. But there comes a stone engagement. No one's really turning around to look at you. Oh, the toss forwards. That's very nice. Going to keep LeBron held still, at least for the time being. Forced him actually to turn around. Throws down the stun. Maybe not as nice as I thought, as Gambit trying to come forwards here. Blink again from Afo. They really want to try and catch a kill here, but everybody from Elements is just so fast with the Warcry, with the Pugner. They can't catch up with them. LeBron, well, might be going down here, though. Maybe they want to turn this one around as the TP is coming in from Swift Ending, popping that counter spell immediately, looking for Dahak. Dahak popping the Manta style there. Now the vacuum comes out. Dahak out of mana. Pretty vulnerable right now as LeBron playing around, but Dahak's going to be the one jumped on here, and down comes a mana void. Dahak is dead. What more can Elements Pro Gaming find here as FNJ trying to get away? You've chased too far this time, Gambit, as the Decrepified comes out, the Nether Blast as well. Now comes out the Stormhammer, and FNJ will also take a fall, and then it's 500 gold going to Boronia here as Elements Pro Gaming take two big kills in this bottom lane as Gambit completely overextend.
Yeah, the mobility of Elements really allows them to take out these drawn-out fights, where Gambit, if they lead in with a stun or a roar, the Deucer can't freely move around the fight, so you have to commit within that area. So the fact that Elements can like disengage with the curse, move back, reset, go back in, vac ball, stuff like that, it's really good for them. And now, let's see, they take a fight, and boom, straight into an objective. Tier 3 now going into racks. And the fact that they have the Pugner really means they can actually pressure this properly.
Yeah, I mean, and LeBron's doing quite a lot on the Sven as well with that God Strength and Swift Ending hitting pretty hard. And this is going to be a melee racks for them. This is quite the turnaround. And all because the heroes are pretty fast.
Yeah, for sure. Like, both teams could have done this. Like, they both have the same style of lineup where it's like, take the fight, take the rack.
Swift ending could be in trouble though, left behind though, and they come with the back wall. The root is used. Hag trying to get as much damage off as he can. The anti-mage is actually going to escape this one. Another turnaround. Mage doing so much work. They are going to throw down the stone gaze, which will clear out those illusions for the time being though, or at least freeze them solid. Gambit still looking for more. I can't believe they didn't get a kill with that. DNZ going to hold Mitch still with that cold embrace, trying to heal him up a bit and keep him alive, but I think this might be it for poor old Mitch. He is going to go down. Well, Gambit, they take the Darkseer, but that is all they're going to get, and in return they lose their racks. But, I mean, yeah, you talked about mobility. Can we talk about how ridiculous it is that this Dragon Knight, with a Blink Dagger and a Shadow Blade, is unable to catch the Pugner?
Well, after the stun, like, you leave with stun, you right-click, and then it's like, he just decreps himself, and then the damage output's fully negated. Like, your entire lineup is pretty much, like, physical. You've got the Avalanche, Toss combo, and a Tiny, but other than that, it's like, as soon as you get the decrep out, like, what's your real kind of damage source for Dire?
Yeah, that's true. They are having damage issues right now.
And also, the Pugna has a Glimmer Cape as well, so...
Could this been a fix with item builds, though? Like, if the DK went something like a Maelstrom, for example, do you think that would have been enough to allow them to get these kills when they do catch them, or is it just a drafting issue?
No, I don't think
we'll come back to this in a second, actually, as Beastmaster comes into the pit. The Avalanche being thrown down as well. Gambit not willing to let someone go down, but the Beastmaster just gets destroyed. Roshan actually finds that kill. Meanwhile, Afan Jay jumping in the backline, stumming up Borania, but now this is going to be a DK all on his own, actually, to Hat coming in. They're doing a lot of work here. Swift Ending needs to back himself out. Afan Jay getting life drained up. They will jump in on immersion here. Meanwhile, the Stone Gate is being used. The wall coming out with the root just to hold these illusions still for the time being. Meanwhile, FNG found inside the pit. He's going to go down to Hack, though, doing a lot of work. Borania dropping low, but not low enough. Elements Pro Gaming now actually finish off Roshan. Take the kill off the Beastmaster. Now to Hack, blown up with the Mana Void, and Afo doesn't stand a chance either. Swift Ending with the Ultra Kill, tearing this game down with that Roshan fight. That was pretty damn nice. And it feels like Gambit, whatever they throw in, whatever they use, they're just absolutely melting in these fights.
So during the downtime, I'll quickly answer your previous question. I think it's nothing to do about like itemization or like drafting, because again, the drafts seem pretty even in terms of like what they want to do. It's more how they played it, where the DK in the first like 3-4 ults that he used were all reactions to Radiant ganking, in which he then wasn't able to take objectives. So it's just the fact that they didn't group up and try and assert the weakness of Anti-Mage in the for Battle Fury +1. And then now, the Anti-Mage has just Battle Fury and all the items he needs to be able to like freely run around to get these ultra kills. So, I think that's like the main issue here. It's simply just how they played the game.
Well, it does look to me. Afan Jay trying to jump onto DNZ here, trying to save their last lane of racks, but the, oh my god, immersion. He's not surviving through this at all. Down goes the Tiny. They try to go for a play, trying to do something to keep their racks alive, but it is not looking good for Gambit here in this best of one. As Elements get started on the last lane of racks, Stone Gaze being used, but it is pitiful, and they just chase Elements back. And the moment the Stone Gaze runs out, I have a feeling Elements may be looking to go back in yet. Swift Ending jumps immediately onto Hack. His root used from FNG, trying to keep everybody still. Mana Void comes out, doesn't do a whole lot, but now they turn their attention to the Beastmaster. Decrep fires out with a life drain as well. Down goes the Beastmaster as Swift Ending jumping onto Immersion here, trying to kill him, at least taking away his mana. Does still get out the toss, but the range racks are down. The melee racks are down as well. And good game is called. Beastmaster, well, they're just going to tap out. Beastmaster was dead, and it very much was, yeah. Swift Ending, despite a very active and possibly brutal laning phase, it didn't turn out that way, as he was just able to come back very convincingly into this best of one series.
The constant pressure of Darkseer in the top lane, playing in between the tier 2, tier 3 with his Helmet Dominator. Oh, I'm now synced up with these guys. So playing in the tier 2 and tier 3, forcing TPs up there, Pugna just constantly going mid, the tree keeping the tower alive, like giving that kind of fake hope to Dire that they can like defend the lanes. It just meant that Anti-Mage, with the good vision as well, could just easily farm up the lane, the jungle, and just reappear with this like Battle Fury and be like, "Huzzah! It's me! I'm a farmed carry. Let's just go win the game now."
I'm trying to sync up with those guys as well. But yeah, I mean, as we saw, that was the best of one series going the way of I've forgotten who took it now. It was Elements Pro Gaming who won it, and now we'll come back to the panel, which is also us. You know, these guys, they're liars, dude. Like, have you seen they got some slippers on the floor here? But they're all wearing shoes.
Oi. No, I'll be putting those slippers on. Yeah, get those shoes off, lads. Get the slippers on.
That's it. I don't know, man. I don't trust people that have slippers on the floor in front of them, but also wearing shoes. Also, they've got a lovely rug here as well. I mean, they're just gonna mess that thing right up.
We're gonna have to check. Oh, there
Also,
we go.
the fire as well. The fire that's like a TV fire, but they've got wood. How's that gonna work, guys? What are you gonna do with that? Is that to power the TV? I don't think so. Anyway, we're gonna throw it over to a quick break. We'll be back shortly, and we'll see you then. Actually, if you're watching with Twitch Prime, then we're gonna stay right here. No, we are gonna throw it to a quick break. Yeah, 6 minutes, and we shall be back.